So welcome to week one of our programming CC programming crash course. So here we start. Now, objectives. In this chapter, you'll be introduced to C++, learning why we choose C++, what is the difference between C and C++, learning the object orientation concept of C++, learning standard library components like input-output stream. Then you learn about understanding the C++ program development process flow, describe between process and threads, then exploring C++ in code blocks. Now C++ is one of the most powerful and widely used programming languages in the world. It was created by Rajan Stop in 1979 and was originally called C with classes. The name C++ was coined in 1983 and by 1985 it was officially released for commercial use. C++ evolved from the C programming language, combined high efficiency with object-oriented programming concepts in 1998 and it became standardized by ANSI and ISO, making it a cornerstone of modern programming. Now, why we use C++? Now, the reason why we use C++ is because it's used everywhere for operating systems and gaming machines embed to embedded systems. Now, it is fast and efficient, making it ideal for system level programming. It supports object-oriented programming, letting you build reusable and modular software, and it's most importantly, it's portable. So your programs can run on different platforms with little modification. Now, object-oriented programming. One of the key strengths of C++ is object-oriented programming or OOP. But what does it mean? Now, at its core, OOP helps you model real-world entities as objects. Each object combines data known as attributes and operations known as methods into a single unit. C++ object-oriented programming features include abstract. Now, abstract is creating classes to describe objects, encapsulation, controlling how data is accessed, inheritance, creating new classes for existing ones, and sorry, polymorphism, writing code that behaves differently based on context. These concepts make your programs organized, reusable, and easy to maintain. Now, your first C++ program. Uh, Now let's look at the first C++ program. This program prints out "Enjoy yourself with C++ to the screen. The line #IOStream include IOStream tells the compiler to include the input-output library. Inner namespace std lets us use standard library features without typing std every time. Int main is the starting point of every C++ program. Cout is used to display output. Now, processing a C++ program or how a C++ code runs. So, how does a C++ program actually run? 1. Editing. You write a code in an editor like Code Blocks or Visual Studio. 2. Pre-processing. Any lines starting with hashtag like #include are handled first. 3. Complying. The compiler checks for errors and converts your code into machine language. Linking. The linker combines your code with other libraries to create an executable. 5. Loading and execution. The program is loaded into memory and finally executed. Now, these processes ensure that your program is ready to run efficiently on your computer. Now, processes and threads. When your program runs, it becomes a process. A program loaded into memory with all the resources it needs. Inside a process, you can have threads, which are smaller units of execution. A single thread, a single threaded process has just one thread. A multi-threaded process can run multiple tasks at the same time, improving performance. Now this wraps now this wraps up week one of our C++ journey. You've learned what C++ is, why it's important, basic-oriented concepts, and how simple programs work. In the next lesson, we'll dive deeper into variables, data types, and control structures. Don't forget to like and subscribe and turn on notifications so that you don't miss the next video. Thanks for watching and happy coding.